2023, na ang totoo lang doon ay binanggit ko na humingi si Marvin Marcos ng 4 million sa papa ko. Is this part siguro po ng motive ng nangyari po doon sa iyong tatay?
Hindi siguro. Hindi
Coincidence lang po yun.
Baka ang nangyari sa papa ko, parang sa mga operatives may nasa likod or nagbigay ng instruction sa kanila na ito ang gawin mo. Hindi ito ang motive ng yung pagbigay ng 4 million kay kay Sir Marcos.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I'll now be directing my questions to Colonel Marcos. Of course, Colonel Marcos, meron pong nabanggit po dito na aligasyon regarding po na yung 4 million pesos na hiningi daw po ninyo kay former Mayor Espinosa. Mr. Chair, do you confirm or deny this allegation?
Morning po ulit. Hapon na ba? First of all, sir, pertaining po sa sinasabi po ni Kerwin tungkol po sa 4 million. Sa Senate hearing po, ang sabi niya 3 million. Ngayon, ang sabi niya 4 million. Tapos sabi daw ng tatay niya. So he has no personal knowledge. I've already denied this several times, even in the Senate. During the time of his accusation, or yung sinasabi niya, siguro sinasabi niya yan kasi galit siya sa akin. Sabi ko, dahil sa nangyari sa tatay niya. Normal po na reaksyon ng isang tao. Pero para tumanggap po ako ng ganung klaking pera galing sa kanya, sabi pa niya, campaign period. Nasa Albuera po ako, election na week na po. Tapos na ang campaign period. Hindi naman ako, sabi ko, during that time, I was only the Deputy Provincial Director of Leyte PPO. Handling administrative matters. I was deployed in Albuera for election purposes to supervise only the 4th District because it was considered as a hot spot. Hindi ko kailangan manduhan ang mga pulis doon o ano pa man. Hindi naman ako provincial director, hindi ako regional director, hindi rin ako operative ng illegal drugs para proteksyonan siya on something that I will ask for exchange for money. And I want also to straight, sir, Mr. Chair, on the record, ulitin ko po, the murder case filed against us to the death of his father and Raul Yap, we were all acquitted by the court. We were, kumbaga,
Mr. Chair?
We were vindicated, kumbaga, nabigyan ng hustisya yung mga akusasyon sa amin. Ngayon, sir, itong raid na 11 kilos.
Mr. Chair,
it was for...
point of order.
What is the point of order, Congressman Akop?
The resource person is not answering appropriately the question of the Honorable Rodriguez. I think we should remind the resource person to answer directly the question of the Honorable Congressman. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop. Colonel Marcos, please answer the questions asked by Congressman Gutierrez.
Mr. Chair, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Although I believe Colonel Marcos did answer yung allegations sa 4 million, just that he went on to discuss other things. But I hope the good Colonel could understand that we have a line of questioning and it's one topic, one answer lang naman po, no?
Yes,
we will proceed with the raid po siguro at a later time.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair. His statement is not true.
Not true.
Most of his statement na sinabi niya kanina, marami po doon hindi totoo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, follow-up question on that. But did your wife run for office at the time, Mr. Chair?
Colonel Marcos, can you please answer the question?
Yes, Mr. Chair, sorry, a follow-up question, Colonel.
Yes, sir.
If you're, just to confirm na yung asawa niyo po ay tumakbo as alleged na kandidato
During that time,
po.
on 2016, she ran for Vice Mayor of Pastrana Leyte, pero she lost in the election.
Thank you,
Natalo
Mr.
po.
Chair. Mr. Chair, some questions naman po, Colonel Marcos, and siguro from this point on, you'll be able to explain your side po na binabanggit po ninyo. Because I agree with Congresswoman Luistro. Generally, yung testimony po ni Mr. Espinosa would be shaded with doubt kasi po this is based on, this is a recanting of a previous testimony under oath, previously affidavit, sworn under oath. However, what draws our attention is that it is surrounded by apparent irregularities, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I mentioned this because one glaring thing that we've seen is yung the circumstances surrounding the death of the former Mayor Espinosa. So in relation to that, I have some follow-up questions. Mr. Chair, at the time si Colonel Marcos, kayo po ay CIDG hepe ng CIDG for Region 8, tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, ano po yung inyong katungkulan bilang chief ng CIDG 8?
Way back 2016, during the raid in Baybay City Jail, I was the regional chief of Region 8, sir.
Regional chief po kayo?
Yes
Region 8
po,
po.
ng CIDG po.
Of CIDG. Mr. Chair, so in relation po yung sa kaso ng former mayor, if ever, kasi I believe the case that was, if correct, ano po yung kaso that became basis for the issuance of the search warrant?
Kaya po kami nag-apply ng search warrant dyan because during the raid of Colonel Espinido, in which they were able to recover 11 kilos of shabu and several firearms. Not only firearms but bank documents involving 5.1 billion pesos in current account and another intact money of a fake corporation by his family named Blue Oceanic Corporation, found out by AMLA, amounting to 5.1 billion. This was pronounced by the former president. Na-check po ito, na positive yung pera na yan. Yung sinasabi niya magpapakatotoo siya, ba't hindi niya sa uli ang pera na yan? Ang dami niyang biktima.
Mr. Chair?
Then, the issuance po yung search warrant, is, kasi si Espinido po ang nag-raid, pero joined kami as investigation team. So, we were the one who filed the case, kaya po lumabas ang warrant of arrest ni Mayor Espinosa at saka po ni Kerwin Espinosa. And during the issuance of warrant of arrest, hindi po si Judge Cabaluna ang nag-issue ng search warrant. Mali po yung sinasabi niya. Ang nag-issue ng search warrant, judge po ng Samar, si Judge Sabari. Katapos, I'm stating here statements based on records and public records. Sa warrant of arrest na in-issue, Major Laraga filed application for search warrant because of an valid information that there were continuous of drug trade inside the Baybay City Jail. And some of the jail guards are involved.
Sige, Colonel Marcos.
Yung po ang dahilan bakit po kami nag-apply ng search warrant. Kaya po namin in-implement yon. At saka yung sinasabi niya nag-face the wall, hindi po kami pinapapasok sa jail. Kaya po namin ni-restraint yung mga jail guard doon kasi they were armed. Armado po sila. Hindi kami pinapasok. We were forced to use bolt cutter, which is specified in the search warrant that we can break through if the search warrant issued by the judge is not honored.
Okay, sandali lang.
Yung po yung
Sandali lang,
totoo
Colonel. Yes, Congressman Gutierrez, is that the reply to the question you asked, Colonel Marcos?
Mr. Chair, more than what I was seeking, but that's fine, Mr. Chair.
Yun nga,
Mr. Chair.
Colonel Marcos, bibigyan ka namin ng pagkakataon magsalita. Ang ginagawa natin
Yes, Your Honor.
ay yung tanong, yun lang muna sagutin mo. Okay? Para hindi
Yes,
ho
Your
tayo
Honor.
tumagal. Now, you have, please wrap up, Congressman Gutierrez.
Mr. Chair, yung katanungan ko po natin is kung ano po yung basis ng search warrant. I understand that there are a lot of preliminary facts that would establish any need. But for one, yung nabanggit po na AMLAC, I'm not sure if bank transactions would be covered by search warrant dun sa Leyte. But I understand eventually, nasagot naman ni Colonel Marcos na the reason that they needed a search warrant was some alleged irregularities within Baybay provincial, sub-provincial jail. Tama po ba?
Yes, inside the provincial jail. And we have also information that Mayor Espinosa was allowed to go out during nighttime by the jail warden.
Mr. Chair, but based on records po, yung violation that was made basis for the search warrant was violation of RA 10591 or the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunitions Regulation Act. Nabanggit po ninyo earlier that the basis was illegal drug trade. Which was which po kaya, Mr. Chair?
Pareho po, Mr. Chair. Mayroon pong information na continuous ang drug trade. Mayroon din pong information that they were may armas po na nandoon na hawak po yung si Raul Yap at saka si Mayor Espinosa. And hindi po totoong niyakap si Mayor Espinosa based on record.
Mr. Chair, again, I would like to ask for a point of order.
Yes, Congressman Akop.
May we ask the resource person to answer directly the question of the Honorable Gutierrez? Kasi yung sinasagot mo, Colonel Marcos, ay hindi na appropriate dun sa katanungan ni Honorable Gutierrez. Antayin mo na ako magtanong sa iyo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, thank you for that point of order. And Mr. Chair, the issue nga po is that there seemed to be a disconnect. Although there might be an information for both illegal drug trade and violations of the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunitions Regulation Act, as far as the records show, it's only based on the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunitions Regulation Act. So yung next question, Mr. Chair, if I would be
Yes,
with
please,
indulgence
your
to
last
wrap up.
question. Thank you.
Normal po ba na nagsuserve ng search warrant sa loob ng kulungan? If ever, since I'm wrapping up, Mr. I had more questions, Mr. Chair, but I'll probably reserve it for another round. Pero if Colonel Marcos could narrate to us any other instance in which a search warrant was issued against a jail in his watch. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Actually, sir, when we applied for the search warrant, there's no prohibition or any or OCA circular na nag-exist. We asked other judges kung may prohibition ba na mag-apply kami ng search warrant sa isang jail facility or any government facility. Wala naman daw po. So we tried applying and it was granted. Yun lang po. No other reasons po, sir.
Mr. Chair, yung second question ko po, have you ever sought or applied for a search warrant for a jail in any other circumstance?
Meron po yung sa Abuyog Penal Colony po, sir.
Mr. Chair, and what was the result of that application?
It was also granted, sir.
And the result of the operation, Mr. Chair?
We were able also to recover illegal drugs inside.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Given that my time is up, I will yield to other interpellators. Maraming salamat po, Colonel Marcos. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Gutierrez. The next to interpellate is Congressman Jay Kunghun. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Espinosa, dito po. Yes. Mr. Espinosa, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Tama po ba yung narinig ko na nag-file po kayo ng COC for mayor ng Albuera Leyte?
Yes po. Mr. Chair.
Bakit nyo po naisipan na ngayon lumabas o magsabi ng katotohanan, lalong-lalo na rito sa Quadcom? Siyempre, panahon ng eleksyon ngayon. Baka naman po mamaya isipin na ginagawa nyo ito para sa election campaign o sa media mileage.
Ginagawa ko to na lumutang dito sa Quadcom kasi napanood ko marami nang lumutang na mga biktima sa EGK na marami nang naglakas na loob na isiniwalat ang mga hinanaing nila sa pangyayari ng patayan sa ating bansa sa EGK. Yun ang nag-udyok sa akin kung bakit ako lumutang dito sa Quadcom. Walang halong politika po ito.
Okay, Mr. Espinosa, kasi gusto lang po nating siguraduhin na ang iyong motibo maayos at nararapat.
Ang hangad ko at ang purpose ng aking paglutang dito, hindi politika, kundi ang hustisya na makamit naming pamilya sa aming ama na pinatay na parang hayop.
Mr. Espinosa, bakit naman po parang ang sobrang malas po ninyo ng inyong pamilya? Ano po ba ang naging motibo para ilagay ang inyong pangalan ng iyong ama at ikaw sa listahan?
Kasi hindi po kami supporter ni Presidente Duterte nung kapanahunan na tumakbo ang papa ko.
Tingin mo yun ang naging dahilan, Mr. Chair?
Sa tingin ko, yun ang dahilan. Kasi maraming mga biktima na hindi supporters niya, ganon din ang nangyari.
Mr. Chair, may nabanggit ka na abogado ng tatay nyo nung humingi siya ng tulong dahil nasama siya sa listahan ng dating Pangulong Presidente Duterte. Sabi nyo, kinonsulta ninyo ay isang Attorney John Ungab. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
Ito po ba yung Attorney John Ungab na pinatay noong February 20, 2018?
Saan napatay po? Sa Cebu. Sa Cebu po.
Pinatay po ba ito?
Yan po. Tama po yan.
At yung piskal na si Mary Ann Castro, siya rin ba yung Mary Ann Castro na pinatay noong January 17, 2019?
Opo.
Thank you.
Lahat ng tumulong sa amin, pinapatay. Pati si Attorney Bato, may isa pa na abogado na pinatay din sa Tacloban.
Sinong attorney ba to ito?
Ay,
Kasi baka mamaya magkaroon tayo ng confusion eh.
Rogelio Bato. Family name niya ay Bato. Pinatay din sa Tacloban.
Sino tingin mo nagpapatay sa kanya?
Siguro mga nasa matataas na pwesto yun.
Okay.
Kasi ipinagtanggol ang karapatan namin. Gusto nilang wala sigurong magtanggol sa amin. Kaya lahat ng tumulong sa amin, patay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, pwede po ba akong magtanong sa Commission on Human Rights, Mr. Chair?
Please proceed.
Sa Commission on Human Rights, meron bang mga na-file sa inyong kaso na sa EJK noong panahon ng drug war sa inyong komisyon?
Assalamualaikum po, Honorable Chairman, and to the honorable members of the committee. Yes, Your Honor, there were EJK cases filed before the commission.
Dahil ano po?
Dahil po pinatay ang ama ko sa loob ng kulungan.
Okay. So nung pinatay na yung tatay mo sa kulungan, doon ka natakot at doon kayong parang feeling mo na baka ikaw ang isunod.
Opo. At sinabi sa akin nung nag-uusap-usap kami doon sa AIDG, baka ako ang isunod pag hindi ako sumunod sa gusto nilang mangyari. Na banggitin yung mga taong sinasabi nila po, Mr. Chair.
So, okay. You were the only personalities na were you included in the drug list? Kasama ka ba sa drug list? Yung sa first drug list.
Hindi.
Kasama ka ba doon?
Wala akong...
Yung first drug list na nilabas ni former president.
Opo.
Kasama ka doon?
Kasama po ako doon.
And you're lucky enough dahil nga yung ibang mga kasama doon sa list, patay na ngayon. Pero ikaw, buhay. What's so special na until now buhay ka? Considering that you are a high-profile personality on drug list, but still, buhay ka. Because nasa NBI ako. At
kung siguro wala ako sa NBI na nasa WPP, siguro ngayon buto na lang ang makita sa akin.
So, kaya yun ang pinaka-reason kaya nakikooperate ka kay sinabi mo kay General Bato.
Yes po.
Aside from General Bato, siya lang ang nakausap mo. Wala nang iba pa.
Wala na po.
Okay. Our chairman is trying to influence me to stop. And I think
You still have 30 seconds
wala
to wrap
tayong
up.
demokrasya dito. Others are given so much time, but us, limited. But, of course, siguro dahil tayo po ay magaling na sundalo, katulad ni General Acop, ay ititigil ko po muna momentarily yung aking pong pagtatanong. And I'll be reserving some of my questions maybe in the next hearing. But, of course, marami pa sana akong tanong kundi yung bakit sa Dubai at sa Abu Dhabi yung pinili mo? Don't you think that, kasi mahal ang doon, ang lifestyle doon, doon ka magtatrabaho, doon ka titira, dadali mo pamilya mo doon.
Mr. Chair, sa pagkakaalam ko, malaki din ang sahod doon.
Pero dadali mo buong pamilya mo.
Depende, Mr. Chair, kung kakayanin ng sahod, magiging sahod ko doon ko na lang ay paaralin yung pamilya ko.
At yung nga sinasabi ko,
yung anak ko.
medyo high profile ang Abu Dhabi. Di ba? Mahal. Di ba? Kaya medyo sa akin questionable pa yung mga issue na yan that I really wanted to prolong sana. But of course, I will yield back my time to the chairman and to ask my questions in the next hearing. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman, kasi 2:00 na rin po and we have a lot of issues to tackle pa rin. Maraming salamat.
Thank you. Let me correct Congressman Fernandez. It's already 3:00. Please check your watch. The next interpellator is Congressman Raul Manuel. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, kay na din po Mr. Kerwin Espinosa, yung unang mga tanong natin. Mr. Chair, kailan tumira sa police station si Rolando Espinosa? Anong buwan po nung 2016?
August po, Mr. Chair.
Tas, Mr. Chair, kailan nangyari yung raid dun sa bahay ni Rolando Espinosa?
August 10 po, Mr. Chair.
Pero tumira po siya dun sa police station bago yung raid.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, anong warrant ang in-issue para dun sa raid sa bahay ni Rolando Espinosa?
Search warrant po.
Search warrant.
Mr.
Tapos,
Chair.
ano daw ang batayan para dun sa search warrant, Mr. Chair? Ano daw yung hahanapin dun sa bahay ni Rolando Espinosa?
Hindi ko po nakita ang search warrant kung ano ang hinahanap nila na kontrabando doon sa loob ng bahay ng aking yumaong ama.
Tas, Mr. Chair, sino ang nag-issue nitong search warrant?
Sa palagay ko, yung warrant na yun, hindi ako sure po kasi hindi ko nakita ang warrant at ang signatory kung sinong judge ang pumirma at kung saan kinuha ang search warrant. Kasi wala ako dito sa Pilipinas, nandoon po ako sa ibang bansa.